It's the third video in the plotting series for AED 110. We have a drawing. The drawing was created in ModelSpace. We set up an A-sized layout. In this layout, we went in and discovered that a 1 to 4 scale would put everything on the sheet of paper. Anything else would be too big or too small. We locked the viewport. The viewport itself, this blue window, was placed on a layer called VP, and that layer called VP is a non-plot layer because we checked off the little plotter in the layer manager. Now what we need to do is put some text in. In order to put the text in, we have to start by creating a style. To create a text style, you use the style command. The alias for the style command is st. Type st and the text style dialog box pops up. I'm using a text style named Arial that I created, and it's based on a font named Arial. By default in AutoCAD, you have two text styles, annotative and standard. Depending on how you started the drawing, they're probably based on the TXT font or the Arial font. In this case, they're based on the TXT font. Annotative text is not what you would want to use in a title block. So what we're going to do is to create a new style. And then that new style is also going to be based on a font other than TXT because that font is incorrect. Come over here to New. It pops up. I'm going to type in Roman S. It's the name of my style. I have a new Roman S style. It's got a little annotative thing beside it. I want to clear that off. Roman S should be based on the Roman S font, which is a family of text. Right now it's based on TXT. If I come in here, go find the Roman S font, which is right there, and it's romanes.shx that I'm looking for right now. I have the Roman S style based on the Roman S font. I'll set it current. Yes. I'll close this, and now I'm going to put some text in here. I'm going to use one of the two techniques for creating text. One of those techniques is the dtext command, which creates single lines of text. And the other command we have is the mtext command, which produces paragraphs of text. We'll use dtext since all we want is single lines anyway. You can actually have multiple single lines with dtext. It's just that they're not all connected together. So dt is the alias for the dtext command, and what I want to do is to put a title here at 1/4 of an inch, and I'd like it to be centered in this area. So when I type dt for dtext and it asks me for a start point, before I start I'm going to type a J for justify. And I have all these options here. We won't go over all of them right now, but the one I want is M for middle. And I'll say place the middle of my text right there. Shift right click, midway between 2 points, pick that point, and now that's the location of my text. It asks to specify a height. I'll type 0.25, which would be the appropriate text height right here. Rotation angle is 0, just means it's horizontal. And then I'll type in the title of this drawing. For this particular drawing, I'll call this DA2. My first initial, my last initial, and then the number 2. Press enter and I could type another single line of text. Press enter twice and it places that text in place for me. Now we come over here to where it says scale. Dtext once again. This time I'm not going to use J for justify because I just want to pick the lower left hand corner of the text. Make sure you're not getting an object snap. Notice I get close to that line and it's snapping to the midpoint, which would be all the way over here. So if you see that object snap sign come up, you might want to go down and turn object snaps off when you're placing text. Select that corner right there. The height in this case won't be 1/4 of an inch, that's just for titles. It'll be an eighth, approximately an eighth, 0.12. 0 rotation, and the scale here is going to be 1 to 4 because I used inches when I drew this. I'm now plotting it in inches. I used a viewport scale of 1 to 4, so 1 inch in paper space equals 4 inches in model space. In this particular case, it'll be a 1 to 4 scale. Do the date the same way, do drawn by the same way, put in your drawing number, put in the name of your instructor, the course number, in this case it's AED 110, the section number, 01, 02, 03, etc. And now your drawing is all done and you can plot it. Before you plot it, however, always do a preview. I type PRE for preview. It shows me what the drawing is going to look like. I can zoom in to make sure everything's okay. Looks pretty good. If when you zoom in, it turns out that something goes awry, for instance, I just made a little change. I turned the video off to do it. But this is pretty common when people say, yeah, that looks pretty good. They send it to the plotter, and then when it comes out of the plotter, it looks like this. If you go and do a preview, and geometry that you've created in Paperspace, or in ModelSpace for that matter, but probably in Paperspace, is not showing up, the solution to that problem is to see what layer you place that object on. If you look at that title block, if I select it, it's on the VP layer. Well, the VP layer is a non-plot layer. If it's a non-plot layer, it won't plot. So I need to move that to another layer. In this case, I'll move it to the border layer. Do my preview. Everything comes up okay. When that looks good, I can right-click, plot, and now it sends it to the plotter. I get that little progress button. Tells me it was sent to the printer. No errors or warnings found. It's a sheet of paper. You go get it, and you're all set.